For me, let me even tell Nigerians which you don't know, there's nothing in our constitution called security vote. Anybody who tells that security vote is in our constitution is a lie. There's nothing in our constitution called security vote. It is a terminology that was over the years formulated for one thing or the other. What we have is a contingency fund. And that contingency fund is meant to be there. And I can say today that it's been abused. It has become the source, our biggest source of waste. Security vote is not supposed to be more than 2, 3, maximum 4% of the expenditure. But you have a situation today where it constituted 20, 30%. When I started, I recall somebody telling me, just to say you have bad receipts, somebody telling me that my security vote can be as much as 12 billion. So 1 billion per month. And I said, fine. How much are we giving to primary schools per year? And they said, we have 1,040 primary schools. I said, so if we give the primary school 5 million, it will amount to 5 billion. So it will be remaining 7. We have 257 actually secondary schools. And I said, we'll give each 10 million per year. That's what I give them. And these are things you want to, can check me. So I said, remove it. So they removed it from the remaining 7. And I said, we have hospitals, 4 critical hospitals that were built by the churches. They were Yenu, Boromeo, St. Joseph Adazi, and the one in Ihala, Our Lady of Lords. That's where we had, because we didn't have, when I started, any school of nursing, school of midwifery, school of medical technology, and these hospitals were functional. Though they were not owned by government, they were owned by voluntary agencies, the church. I even had to include one that a very good bishop of the Anglican Church in Amici established. But I included it and said, we will share 1 billion within these 5 facilities. By the time I finished, everything was reduced to about 2.5 billion. I said, this is the maximum that we will allocate to security votes. And from there, I was able to say that apart from Lagos, I provided the highest number of vehicles to police, both vehicles from every community in Anambra State. On there, I had a 6 remaining. I did it that every Anambrarian that had a first class, I'll give the person 1 million, out of which I did about 500 of them. They're all over the place now, sending me this. Once you have a first class, I give you 1 million. From the same, I can go on and on. So for me, there's need for us to review it. In fact, what I said to people is that if you finish being a governor, Anambra State, I'll speak for example, where I finish, I should be invited to account for security vote. So that people will know that when you finish, you account for it. Since you didn't account for it while you're in office, when you go out, you account for it.
Thank you very much. So probably we would now ask our governors to account for the security vote when they're out, I think. Okay, I'll take the second question. And recently, some huge sums of money were recovered by the EFCC in an apartment. And Nigerians cannot yet wrap their heads around how such cash is siphoned. So with emphasis on cash, we don't really understand how this cash, money is siphoned in cash. So the question is, what are the holes in government that can result to access to such amount of theft in cash? And how can we block this? And I know there was raids after that discovery of other apartments in the building. And given that you own an apartment there, what were your experience?
Very, very good question. Well, I'm sure for me, let me tell you my sadness. It's not actually on issue of just that cash was found. I leased an apartment there. I lived there. I was there in that block when they came to search the apartment in question. So it's something I know. But let me tell you what is worrisome. Well, we don't know. They're still dealing with who owns the money and who doesn't own the money. Maybe that will one day be clarified. But let me tell you where I'm even worried. Assuming the money was even from a background that is questionable, why will anybody keep it in such a circumstance? The place could have caught fire. Anything could have happened. If that money was put in our banking system, whoever kept it would have earned 8% per annum, so it would have earned about $7 million by now. 1 minute, it would have earned about let me finish. That $7 million is about 2.8 billion naira today. That is the amount I spent for secondary school, the entire secondary schools in Anambra State for the year. If we had decided to be generous, and decided to give each graduate 1 million, they would have shared it to 2,800 graduates, out of which 2,000 would have been successful. I can go on and tell you what that money would do. The bank that is keeping the money would have made 7% because they would have given it to a business at 15%, make 7%, which means the bank will keep going, and the business that they loaned it to will keep going. That is the economy. But that money was kept in a place where, I own an apartment there. People said to me, oh, you live there. Yes, I live there. It was built by somebody I'm close to and everything. And I told him, I said, I haven't finished being governor of Anambra State for 8 years. I cannot live outside Anambra State. Never. The only place I have a house officially built is in Onitsha. If you see any house anywhere in Lagos, Abuja, anywhere belonging to P2B, confiscate it. I live in Onitsha. So for my wife and family, I leave that place, and I'm happy that go and ask those who searched the place. Because I was abroad. I traveled 2 days after, and they said they wanted to search my apartment. I sent the key through a very good Nigerian who was traveling. I'm sure he's a Yoruba man. He will tell people the story one day. Said to him, give these people this key. They sent the key, and they searched my whole apartment. I can tell the only result they found there, they say, this man doesn't live here. It's only his wife's clothes and shoe that we saw and everything. That we didn't see anything belonging to him. But I've said it to so many Nigerians. P2B wears only black shoe, and I have 2 pairs of it anytime, and I travel with it. The purpose of shoe is to protect the leg from being hot. Nothing else. So that people are wearing one. They go and buy $200 one, $300. It's a waste of time. I buy this from Marks and Spencer. $49.99. Finish. It's a shoe. Nothing else. They say, oh, we didn't even see watch. I said it openly to everybody. This is the only watch I have. I worn it for 17 years. Purpose of watch is to keep time. Why would I keep a watch at home? Whose time is he keeping? What would you do? So, I leave the place. I want you to go and check my background. I'm not a poor person. Before I became governor, All of you can go and check my background, who I was before I became governor. Before I went into public life, I'm a very rich person. However, I have allergy for money being wrongly spent. That is why I go to schools. Every month, go and check the record to date. I visited at least 5 secondary schools all over Nigeria. The last visit was in Sokoto, and I give each at least 1 million naira. That is for me expenditure. Not to use it to buy watch that I keep at home, keeping time that nobody uses. It doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you very much.
So, the apartment is yes, but I'm appealing to Nigerians that that is not a way to keep money.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
No more.
Yeah.